Hello and welcome to Clash of the Masterminds. I'm your host, Seoulsteal, and we're casting these TVZ on Data C. On the left, in the blue Terran, we have Bunny. As opponent, the red Zerg is Serral. Once again, this is DreamHack Atlanta 2022. This was played at DreamHack 2022. Serral versus Bunny series. Game 1. I didn't actually see this series at all, so I'm in for a treat. For those of you who have seen this game, sit back and enjoy watching it again. For those of you who are like me and missed it, we're gonna enjoy this series together without any knowledge of what's about to happen. We have a standard 18 hatch, then gas pool from Serral. He's gonna go up to 18, then get the gas pool. So Serral tends to play very, 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 very standard and safe as of late. From whenever I watch his games, he does the same opener every time. Doesn't really deviate. Bunny, I remember him from a while ago, but don't know much about him. I was just told that this was a great series. So Serral's setting his overlords not directly across the map right away. He's scouting for proxy racks positions, like the locations. He's scouting to make sure there's no shenanigans on his side of the map. And well, he would be correct. There is no shenanigans going on. We have a Reaper into expand for Bunny here. And the position of those barracks is that way the add-on can be started right away without having to lift the barracks. So Bunny not too afraid of any early lane harassment. I could have swore that I remember Serral early on was doing like some pool first strategies to get the lings in to kill this building SCV early on, but like most players, they do start to deviate to different strategies as the meta shifts. So this Reaper is going to scout and could have seen the third base getting planted, but Bunny's going to go straight into the natural and run into 4 lings, but these 4 lings should not do a whole lot versus this Reaper, not without ling speed, and ling speed is very far off, hasn't even been started yet. Serral holding off on starting ling speed because he doesn't know if he needs it right away or if he wants to get layer. He used to do the really fast overlord speed for scouting information, and very much like what the overlord speed would provide, this Reaper is getting a ton of information, ton of scouting information, sees the gas is no longer being mined, and has done a pretty good amount of damage. Doesn't even need to continue to try to kill workers. Can't even kill workers because there's just too much to block the Reaper, and the Reaper is going to go ahead and leave. Doesn't get any creep tumor denials, but this Reaper is going to come back and see the third base, but not going to be able to do much beyond that. More or less just going to annoy Serral. In the meantime, on Bunny's side of the map, we have a starport and a third CC being built in the back. The reason why Bunny's building this command center, this third CC in the back of the base, so that way Serral doesn't get the scouting information to see that he is getting a fast third CC. The more you put doubt, the more doubt you put into your opponent's mind as to what you're doing, the better off you are. You don't want your opponent just being able to read you like a book. You want to deny as much info as possible. Otherwise, Serral will know, hey, I could probably take a 4th base. And if Serral thinks that he's up against 2 base, then he'll neglect to get that 4th base as quickly as he could. But he does see the 3rd CC, so it's already been revealed. And we do have the Hellion Reaper. This is the importance of having the Reaper live. The significance it's gonna provide for Bunny. It's going to allow Bunny to bounce units and well, I should more or less say juggle units around so that way you can stun them, get some damage. That Hellion does get picked up. That's actually pretty bad for Bunny, losing 1 Hellion like that. Could have pulled it away, could have retreated it, but decided to keep it in the fight and lost the Hellion in the process. Many people make that mistake, and I feel like it's an error to keep that Hellion there, but doesn't really matter. These are like starting harassment units, but the more units you lose, the less power you have overall, the less map control you'll be able to maintain. These, but he does now have 5 instead of 6 Hellions in the Reaper, so these Hellions are gonna do a lot of damage to any Zerglings that try to come off the creep too early. Even with lane speed, this is the lane count is not high enough, and the longer these Hellions stay alive, the greater the threat of Hellbat pushes becomes. It becomes more and more likely. We do have 2 Banshees actually on the way, with Cloak, Stim on the way as well. These Hellions, because they are still alive, they are able to deny scouting information. Although the Serral did see this 3rd base go down. Serral does feel fine. He feels confident in being able to drone. He got this 4th base quickly because that 3rd CC was revealed. But now we have 5 barracks on the way. Cloak is about to finish, and then Buddy's going to swap for the factory and start tank production. Serral on the other side of the map, though, not getting a Spire, which is more common, I've noticed. Zerg's not getting Spire because Muta's kind of falling short very quickly because of how often with how many counters there are to the Mutas. It seems like Zergs are just not bothering with the high-level Zergs. Are not bothering with Mutas anymore. At least it seems like they've gone out of fashion. It's kind of less common, it seems. But anyway, if the Mutas were out, they could have dealt with these Banshees. But Serral, his playstyle I've noticed is Lingbane into Hydra Viper, and that's the all-around counter versus Terran. These Banshees, though, are finding perfect opportunities to get a few worker kills. They don't have to overcommit, but 7 worker kills is quite a lot. See these Hellions and this Reaper over here still staying on this side of the map. They don't need to be over aggressive. It will tax your multitasking if you have the Hellions and the Reaper and these 2 Banshees all at the same time. When you don't have to do that much. Bunny's showing that, hey, you can just focus on these 2 Banshees. You don't have to do multi-prong attacks and harass at the same time. If you can, it's great, but Bunny choosing to just go ahead and harass with 1 set of units at a time, and proving that he could get a lot of damage done regardless. These 2 Banshees do go home. They did not die. So far, it looks like Buddy's only lost 1 unit. He's lost 1 Hellion, and Serral has lost a buttload of stuff already. 9 drones and 17 units in total. We could go ahead and guess that the majority of those units are Zerglings that were picked off, and this is a pretty big push, and this is the importance of keeping those Hellions alive, because we do have this Hellbat push, the 1 Widow Mine there to provide zoning, and AoE. Units do get surrounded. The Marines do also get picked up. The Hellbats are going to go down very quickly, but these Marines, they are going to have to be forced to beat, and that was a pretty good defense by Serral. The Hellbat push, as threatening as it was, it did not do as much as it could have. Unfortunately, not sure what Bunny could have done differently. I don't think that anything could have been done differently. That was a really good surround by Serral on this map, and there's just too many units now that are still alive. Too many units are in the main to deny the drop, so Bunny's just gonna go ahead and retreat. I think the only other thing that Bunny could have done is waited for more Widow Mines. That's probably the only thing he could have done differently, is wait for more Widow Mines and increase the threat of all the Lings and Banes getting killed by Widow Mine shots. We do have another push going on over here, though. These Banshees are distracting Serral, while the main threat is going to be this Marine drop. Bunny is pushing forward on the left side with the Marines and Widow Mines. The 16 Marine drop on the other over Serral's main are going to provide a big threat. And I saw something going on over there. It looks like these Banshees are going to get cleaned up here on the left. The medevacs being denied. Hydras are now out on the map as well. So not a whole lot that Buddy's going to be able to do with these 2 medevacs besides go home or wait for an opportunity to fly back in later. As long as he doesn't F2, which at this level, F2ing but all your units that are across the map into your opponent's base, not as likely. It does happen, but it's not as likely. And Serral does have quite a bit lost. He's got quite a bit big army. This 𝙀𝙋𝙋𝘼, I didn't see how it got in. I think it just walked in. But Bunny gonna go ahead and clear out some creep tumors. Definitely do not want to give Serral too much free map vision with this creep. And this army should be able to get away freely. Yep. So creep tumors cleared for the price of a scan. Few units. Here comes the double medevac drop, finding an opportunity to come in while Serral's army is out of position. And Bunny is creating a great threat right now. He's attacking the main. He's able to just fly away while the main army is at the watchtower. And we have a third army over here denying a sixth base from Serral. These units do go down here on the west. Some Marines and a Marauder pushing some killing creep tumors in the south at the 6 o'clock, the 4 o'clock position. So Serral, Serral's on 5 bases, and now Bunny's getting himself a 5th base. So things are starting to even up, and that is not good for Serral. You do not want to be on equal bases as your opponent when you are the Zerg. Sorry, the Zerg does not want to be on equal bases as the other races. That just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Oh, excuse me. If you're at equal bases as a Terran or a Protoss, and now Bunny's pushing forward with the Marauders, soak up the Baneling hits. There's just a lot of stuff here. There's a bit too much for Serral to deal with. I feel like these Marines. Oh no, but this round is going to be really good here. Medevacs do evacuate all the bio, or most of the bio, I should say. Now Serral forced to run off creep. He has to defend against this attack on the 4th base location. Vipers are now out, but I'm not sure. Oh wait, no. Serral's gonna go ahead and try to push the 3rd base location for Bunny, but is gonna be met with 𝙀𝙋𝙋𝘼𝙉 and quite a longer opposition. These Banelings actually are gonna make nice connections. The bio not being micro necessarily. This 5th base does go down, and now Bunny has dropped Serral down to 4 bases, while Bunny is securing their 5th. So Serral in a lot of trouble here. Serral's trying to rebuild a 5th base, which was going to be his 6th, but he lost it. And these medevacs are still alive and kicking, and the bio army is still posing a great threat to Serral in that region. 𝙀𝙋𝙋𝘼𝙉 does get a nice connection, and now this 5th base is going to go down. And yeah, all Bunny has to do is keep Serral down on less bases than him. It sounds simple, but it really is a tough ordeal to pull off as the Terran player with decent increase spread, just because the Zerg army can travel from location to location very quickly while on creep, which is why it's very important to keep your creep spread up as the Zerg. So then now Bunny's main army pushing down from the south to counteract this Zerg army trying to attack Bunny's 5th base. Lots of 𝙀𝙋𝙋𝘼𝙉, way too much AoE, and Bunny is going to defend that very easily. All those wings do go down. Actually, maybe I spoke too soon. Easy may not have been the right term. This Zerg army does destroy all the bio, and the 𝙀𝙋𝙋𝙼𝙉 do get cleaned up quite nicely here, but as more and more these Banelings are going down and making connections on the 𝙀𝙀𝙋𝙼𝙉 here. I don't know where I was going with that, but just the more Banelings that are dying, the less strength the Zerg army does have, and we got more Marauders like showing up. Ghost now, and the Ghost spam is going to get quite I don't know what I was really going to go with. I'm just saying Ghost spam is going to become the Ghosts are going to start replacing the Marauders. That's basically what I'm getting at. And it's just going to be Marine, Ghost, Medevac, 𝙀𝙀𝙋𝙼𝙉, and Liberators. Sounds like a complex army composition. Really isn't. Versus Lingbane Hydra, again, not a very... let's go ahead and ignore that thought right here, because we have ourselves another big attack here by Serral onto Bunny's 5th base. And now EMPs and 𝙀𝙀𝙋𝙼𝙉 doing their job, killing a lot of the Zerg army. And now Bunny overstemming forward because he is confident in his ability to take down the Zerg army at the moment before the Baneling count gets too dang high. 𝙀𝙀𝙋𝙼𝙉 do make excellent connections, and unfortunately Bunny is now having to retreat. And this PF is up. We have Ghost now behind the PF. There's not a whole lot Serral could do to push this position just yet. But Serral is getting bigger and bigger once again. He is recouping from his losses. And Bunny is now positioning himself to attack this southern base that Serral has acquired over time. Excellent trades with the 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿, of course. These banelings have been doing really well. And now we have lurkers out in the field for Serral. So the ghosts are out in time to deal with the lurkers. The lurker count is really much higher, I think, than the ghosts at the moment. And here we go. Oh, nice fungal. Nice surprise fungal by Serral. And here come the lings, veins, and lurkers pushing forward to take down this 5th base. Excellent connections by Serral. This 5th base does go down, and Bunny has been dropped down to 4 bases. The first time I think Serral has now been ahead in bases in a long while here. And now these lurkers are chasing down the ghost. The ghost not going down for free. They're putting up a fight. Lots of backup command centers though for Bunny here. So Bunny, even though he has lost 1 command center, he has many more to choose from, and he is going to go ahead and lift one of his extras. And he'll probably replace this command center to add more mules. This infestor is going to get spotted here. Because once this missile start does go up. Oh no, it's not going to go up because Serral is going to come on in and try to deny this 5th base. That this turret does go down. And the 1 infestor to rule them all is looking for an angle of attack. But at the same time, Bunny's pushing at Serral's side of the map now. Pushing in the north. Trying to get Serral to move away from that southern base. That way Bunny can take that 5th base location. Reacquire it, I should say. And these medevacs are gonna get cleaned up here. And Serral now secretly taking this base to the bottom right, as this 8th base. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 7. No, it's 8th. It's 8th base. Some of these bases look. They start mixing in here. And this ghost, excellent nuke, gets all that larva, all the larva kills, and that ghost does go down. But the base is really low. Really good for Bunny to make their. This base is susceptible to attacks really soon, really in the nearest future. It's really low to get sniped, low enough to get sniped for free. And we have a big engagement here. 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 do just now get planted down. The lurkers were in position way before the 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 does. So, but we do have some ghosts. We have 4 ghosts, and unfortunately, because this is not a planetary, all these SCVs are going to die. The banelings do push forward. Oops, sorry about that. The banelings do kill all the SCVs, cleaning up. Actually, no, that's only 3 SCVs that died. So Serral saved the SCVs, but lost the army. Or am I missing something here? I must have, no, he saved most of the SCVs. Four lurkers are going to come on in and plant themselves at that ramp. Well, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good position there. And now we have the snipe army. Just wants to kill that base and peace out. And that's exactly what happened here. And this medevac flying on in. Oh no, looks like a miss rally because it flew in and just died. And quite a nice donation here. These lurkers are looking for an opportunity to move in. I feel like Serral should just keep those 4 lurkers burrowed in the meantime, but this marine drop didn't divert Serral's attention away from the south for a brief moment. And it's been a while since the 3rd base has been attacked. This PF though, keeping it alive. That 7th base does go down. But now this is the new 7th base. And here we go, Serral gonna push forward. I was just talking about this PF protecting this base, and it's going down, and I don't know what I just hit there. I apologize, but looks like a lot of... Yeah, I hit a button on my mouse and it zoomed us back in. I apologize. But that big attack there cleaned up the PF. opening up the doorway for Serral to attack this third base freely without the fear of a PF blocking it. Basically, that PF was just providing protection, so Serral couldn't just waltz in from, go straight into the natural and then potentially the main base. If Serral's able to clear this out really, really soon here, it'll provide him easier access into Sunny's natural and main. But here we go, another attack from Serral coming on in. It's going to clear up the siege tanks and widow mines, and now these command centers are forced to lift. So as I was just saying, it's going to provide easier access into the natural expansion. Give Serral the opportunity to attack the natural, which will then lead up to the main and attack the production. Now we have the counterattack at that 5 o'clock base, or sorry, the 5th base. Not 5 o'clock, because 5 o'clock base would be this one technically. So, but these 3 marauders are going to spot this base here, and at the same time we have a drop in the north, sniping another Zerg base. No, there was a base there, but that larva was there from earlier, at an earlier time. And now these lurkers are going to be forced to unburrow and retreat. 3 snipes do get 1 lurker kill, I believe. That was a lurker kill. Oh no, that was the overseer. And now once again, the 3rd base being assaulted. The significance of this 3rd base, it's not for economic damage necessarily. It's more or less for, like I said, an easier pathway into the natural and then eventually the main. Because this 3rd base is essentially mined out. There's these 4 mineral patches, not really worth the trouble. It's because they've already been mined by quite a bit, but it's the access that it's going to provide Serral later, the longer this game goes. And that's a free base kill right there. Those marauders, oh no, all Serral has to do is park the lurkers up here and get economic damage for free. And now Serral's pushing forward, and this 6th base is being forced to lift. Vipers do yoink the Liberators, which is the only siege unit left alive for Bunny, clearing them out. And Serral doing a pretty good job positioning himself to defend and attack. These lurkers over here, really they're defensive lurkers, and they can be used to attack. I feel like just planting 2 lurkers at this watchtower would... Oh, well, never mind. The lurkers have been revealed. I was going to say, planting 2 lurkers here would do economic damage and provide defense to the watchtower. These ghosts, though, gonna clear all of them out for free. Oh, well, he's going to miss 1. That's really unfortunate. These lings did, looks like Serral did attack this 3rd base location again. I missed it. I apologize. But we have a big attack going on at the 6th base here now. Banelings pushing forward. There's just too many ghosts now. But some of the ghosts do go down. This PF is not going to go down, though. And Serral is being forced to push back. Fall back. Not push back. Fall back. And now we have just Ling Bane Hydra. Just a few Banes and a few Hydras to attack a mainly Ghost Marine army with these tank support. And, well, here comes the rest of the Serral Zerg army, and it is quite massive. Bunny is quite behind in supply, but the positioning is really, really good for Bunny to keep the smaller army alive longer and take down a lot of you. These Balins making excellent connections, though, taking down 9 SCVs, but I don't think he got a single ghost, though, with those Banes. So, not as good as they could have been, but they did a lot of economic damage there and did some damage to that PF. But now, this base over here, now that this base is down, these 2 bases are going to go down for free. And unfortunately, Serral really needs these bases to stay alive in this game, I would say. Even though Serral's got these 3 bases, he really needs to deny Bunny these southern bases by taking the minerals away from them. He doesn't want to forgive Bunny any chance to come back here. And now here we go. Serral pushing forward into Bunny's 6. Once again, Banelings looking for the juicy connection, and they do get him. They do take down the PF. And now we have more Banes pushing forward. There's a lot. Oh wait, this command center is really low. But Despite it being forced to lift, Serral is also forced to retreat. He's taken quite a bit of damage, but now Serral is doubling Bunny's supply. We have 22 SCVs to 82 drones. So Bunny is actually in a world of hurt, but yeah, there's just too much. 100 supply difference, over 100 supply difference. There's no way Bunny can come back from this. There's just way too much Zerg. This is a pretty good game though. Lots of aggression, lots of counterattacks and positions. But these commanders do go down, and GG Serral takes the game. So yeah, the fact that Serral was able to mine these two bases for such a long period of time, while Bunny was trying to desperately reacquire his 5th base, I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, definitely turned the game around. Bunny looked like he was in a... Let me pause that there. Serral looked like he was in a much worse position much early on, like about halfway through the game. Bunny dropped Serral down the 4 bases while Bunny was getting his 5th base, and that's a very scary position to be in as Zerg. You do not want to... You have to find ways to get back into the game, and Serral found it. So hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast. If you would like me to cast your replays, you can submit them at seoulreplays@gmail.com. That's SEOUL replays@gmail.com. Or you can come to my live stream and submit your replays in my Discord. I'm only allowing people to join my Discord if they're on the live stream, because we've had too many issues with bots. So if you guys wouldn't mind leaving a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that video just now. If you wouldn't mind clicking that like, subscribe, and the bell notification down below, really appreciate it. Also, be sure to follow me on my Twitter and Twitch.